Well, tonight the world's toughest rodeo is coming to town, and the event isn't just for cowboys. All ages are welcome to come watch the festivities. Marcy Jones is live at the U.S. Cell Center this morning to give us a preview of the good time. Buses aren't the only things that have to get out in all this mess and drive. Your drive might be a little bit slick as well as you head into work today. That's why we put Aaron Gerhard out in the Road Warrior to show you what you can expect when you go into work. First up in the news this morning, how sweet it is to be an Iowa State fan. Tonight, ISU will face off against UConn in the Sweet 16. And even though the big game is 1,000 miles away in New York, ISU's campus is still buzzing with excitement. Marcy Jones was there yesterday. She's back now in the studio this morning. How's the flavor feeling on campus?
Very sweet.
We watched just about 3:30 this morning when the House debated this bill, several lawmakers giving their personal opinions. Just now we've learned the Senate, it was kicked back to them. They have now also approved it. Well, the application process to get into that lottery system began yesterday and ends June the 29th. As you can imagine, there are a lot of conditions. We'll get to our big stories in just a moment, but first a bit of breaking news. We have early reports from our sister station KSLA that a wreck involving a Rapides Parish school bus and an 18-wheeler took place at a Shreveport intersection. Tonight the cause is not known, but residents who are the other side of this story tell us that they believe it started in the back. In fact, one lady who was one of the first ones to spot it said she heard some popping, she smelled the smoke, she looked outside and saw the flames, so she grabbed her children, whatever she could carry, and just ran out. Now remember that this is a long-term place for some people to stay, so tonight a lot of the people here are homeless. This week we're joined by a special guest to talk about some adventures happening in Iowa City just in time for the holidays. Nancy Bird with the Iowa City Downtown District is with us this morning to talk about the Holiday Giving Book. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I love this because a lot of times I pin from Pinterest slow cooker recipes, and you get halfway through them when you're getting the ingredients together, and you find out there's a lot of work involved before you slow cook it.
This is a lot of work.
This one is great for that. It sounds like it was just one of those set it, forget it, go.
Yeah. Right now, Joy joins us from Broadcast Park in our parking lot, where a big truck is waiting to be filled with toys for kids all across the corridor. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Well, it's certainly time to warm up the community this morning, and that is why we have the good folks with the Salvation Army. We have some Marines here. We've got a whole bunch of people here this morning, and they're here for a reason, and that's because it's that time again.
So, of course, we have our little bag of sweet tarts.
These are delicious, by the way.
And you can keep these.
Yay!
So, I'm going to start this one.
Okay.
Jordan's going to talk a little bit about this one while I'm doing it.
Okay, and we're going to stand back. It's going to blow
There's
up.
No room.
This is what
I can't go any further back.
I'm actually going to do this with some Girl Scouts. We're going to teach them. I have a workshop tomorrow and in April teaching them about sweet science and candy and things like that.
Okay, yeah. Freedom of expression is an old idea, and this professor I spoke with today says the idea actually came from France during the French Revolution. That's when he says it was established that it was a human right. Now, you've probably seen these signs on TV and the internet, Je suis Charlie. This man explains what I am Charlie means to all of us, and why it's important that the world stand together to protect all of our rights. The message was sent by terrorists, and now the response has been given from across the world.
It's an outrageous attack on freedom of expression.
Associate Professor Leo Echo teaches media law and international communications at the University of Iowa, but his connection to protecting freedom of expression goes even deeper.
I contacted one of the cartoonists, Jean Cabot.
Professor Echo studied French media and specifically Charlie Hebdo and their satirical cartoons. He reached out to cartoonist Jean Cabot.
He said in France, there is a right to offend.
That right cost his mentor his life.
The world, the way it's set up now, is so crazy is that you can't be offended by anything.
The president of Penguins Comedy Club says something that seems so simple, laughter, jokes, poking fun at people, is a part of our very existence.
The whole idea is to be able to make fun of reality, and that's what happens at a comedy club. So, you know, when people take it to the, get more too serious about it and then try to infringe on that, it really kind of defeats the whole purpose of, having fun is why a lot of people are around,
This precious value of Western civilization, which is freedom of expression, has come under attack. We must defend it.
And defend some are, as cartoonists around the world picked up their own weapons, honoring their fallen peers, and with their pen's ink, led a universal message. Some with simple words. The world has become so serious that humor is a risky profession. Others didn't need to say a thing.
The pen, we used to say, is mightier than the sword. Now we will say the pen is mightier than the gun and the bomb.
Professor Echo says that actually he's got some students that come into his classroom these days and they say they don't want to offend anybody. But Echo says sometimes he tells them, you have to do it. In this case, he points to the Paris terrorist and says, if you don't speak up, then the terrorist will win. Joy Howe, Fox 28 News. It's the same door she's walked through for the last 10 years. The hair salon, where dead ends are eliminated, cut off, and swept away. But today's haircut is a little different from Melissa Close.
I'm going to shave my head so that way I do not have to see the hair fall out.
She's had her share of first in the last 2 months. The first round of chemo. The first time to tell her kids she's been diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer.
I brought my husband Corey, my daughter Olivia, and my son Joshua, just for sport.
Today, it's time for a few lasts.
I'm ready.
A few last pictures.
Just doing it as family.
One last look in the mirror. A few last deep breaths.
Well, you look pretty today, darling.
Thank you.
Inch by inch.
Don't worry about it. It's going to come out anyway. So.
I know.
Lock by lock. Any dead ends are simply done away with.
Hair looks short.
It's going to be short. She's going to have a new hairdo when we're done. And she'll be just as beautiful as ever. You don't have to wait for Mom to do her hair now. She'll just put it on and go. I think it's very important that they're part of this process as well. You know what? Your mom is beautiful whether she has hair or not.
And as one family stands together, another kind of family begins to mirror the support.
How are you doing, darling?
Good. 15 years survivor.
That's awesome. My mom is a 10-year survivor. At this time next year, this girl will be a survivor as well. We did the math, and she should have hair by Easter. Still look gorgeous. Actually, you've got a very nicely shaped head. Okay, babe? Now comes the magic. It's going to be really cute. Cool thing with this, if you want your bangs shorter, do that. Just adjust it.
I like it.
Well, I think you look amazing.
She's been paying for a haircut at the Beverly Hills One salon for 10 years. This one
Thank you.
You're welcome, my baby.
is on the house. Because what happened in this shop today
Next.
is priceless.
This is me taking control of the cancer, not it controlling me.
A haircut that isn't meant to show off the style as much as it is to show off the grace.
I've been very open and honest with my kids because I think that it's a family thing. It's not just me. It's my family.
This haircut will be hard to top when she comes back for her next appointment.
Thank you. Thank you.
But that's exactly why she came in today. That's exactly why she's fighting for the next time.
Right. Oh yeah, it's definitely them.
A year from now, I'll be a much stronger person.
That may be true for her body, but today, maybe the only thing stronger than Melissa Close's heart is her head.